Hello Giants fans, welcome to Giants Baseball 101. I'm Gabe Vaughn, your host. The Giants lost to the Tigers 7-6 today, and it's just a fact that they can't play in extra innings. I really couldn't think of an outcome over this weekend that could have been worse for the Giants than to lose their second straight game in 11 innings. They are such a bad team when it comes to extra innings. And it really isn't a solution to just hope they don't face too many extra inning games, because it's just a fact that they're going to face some and they're all going to add up. And they blew it in both of the games today and yesterday. And, I mean, they got runs on the board. They got 6 runs today, and that included home runs by Blake Sable and J.D. Davis. And Davis's home run, it was for the second day in a row. But they got into those extra innings. The Giants, with a runner on second in both the 10th and 11th, were unable to capitalize, unable to bring that automatic run at home. And then Taylor Rogers, pitching in the bottom of the 11th, he allowed the walk-off single. And it really can't be overstated that Rogers has just been terrible. And I'm not saying Rogers is just below the expected reasonable performance that he could be projected at given his history and the money the Giants signed him to. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he is horrible. It's just, it was only a couple days ago, like 3 days ago, that he blew it to the Dodgers, walking 4 straight batters in the game, and he was signed to be better than this. The Giants invested a ton of money in Taylor Rogers. And the fact that he's pitching like he is, just either giving hitters something to hit or walking them, he is just practically worthless to the Giants right now. And that's not a good thing. If he went on the injured list next week, I would have to wonder if it was because of something real or because the Giants were finding a reason to get a bad pitcher off the team. I mean, I just don't know there. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It's just if it did, there'd be some questions about that going through my mind. So just in extra innings, the Giants are just not able to do it. And that's a significant problem. Yesterday it was Camilo Doval who blew the save, and this time it was Taylor Rogers who allowed a hit without recording an out. The rule, as far as just a general outlook on baseball would look at it, and it might be ironic, to hear this from me, because almost all of the new MLB rules are stupid, and I don't see how they help the game in any real way. But let me just interject here that the automatic runner rule, from a general perspective, is very appropriate. Because otherwise, games could technically drag on for an indefinite period of time. And that, it creates problems because it makes teams use up and burn out all of their pitchers, and it's just not good to have games going into 18 innings. Now, that's rare, but it happens, and there's no good reason not to have that automatic runner, just looking at it from a general perspective. But if you're zooming into the San Francisco Giants and the way they deal with it, they can't deal with it, and it's very clear over what we've seen from this season as well as almost the entirety of last season. It's very clear that the Giants just can't play ball in extra innings, and that the extra leverage created by the runner on second base, they can't deal with it either offensively or defensively. They can't get that runner home when they're up. They can't prevent the runner from coming home when the opposing teams up. That's why the Giants are so terrible in extra innings. So this rule, the rule that was probably necessary overall, it was not helpful to the Giants, and they're not dealing with it well, and it's not anybody's fault but their own. So they've had a bad start to the season, and just from a general perspective, looking at this series against the Tigers, there was no reason that the Giants needed to lose to the Tigers. I don't see the Tigers as a good enough team to justify that. The Dodgers are one thing, but the Tigers, the Giants, if they want to get to the playoffs this year, they have to consistently come on top of teams like the Tigers, and they didn't do it. They blew close games, and that's going to carry maybe close to half of it as far as which way the Giants' fate goes. Thank you for watching. This has been Giants Baseball 101. Please subscribe if you haven't. Also, please leave your questions and comments. You know where to do it. I'll see you next time on Giants Baseball 101.